1-800-990-6976.
Here's the Wall Street Business Report.
U.S. jobless claims applications rose last week, but remain at historically low levels despite elevated inflation and other economic headwinds.
The Labor Department reported Thursday that the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits in the week ending May 2nd rose by 10,000 to 200,000. That's fewer than the 205,000 new applicants analysts surveyed by the data firm FactSec were expecting. The previous week's new claims figure, which was the lowest since 1969, was revised up by 1,000 to 190,000. Weekly filings for unemployment benefits are considered a proxy for U.S. layoffs and are close to a real-time indicator of the health of the job market. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
DoorDash expects to spend more than $50 million in the second quarter on gas price relief for its delivery drivers. That's to offset the sharp increase in gas prices of late. On Wall Street at the close, the Dow down 313. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
On-point weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We're staying dry overnight. The low temperature drops down to 57. Tomorrow's nicer than today. It's a blend of sunshine and clouds to go with a high of 75. For the weekend, we'll have about a 40% chance for early showers on Saturday. That goes to 50% for more rain on Mother's Day. High temperatures both days in the low 80s. I'm Cal Moss with your on-point local weather.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point. This is The Point. Make The Point Radio.
This is Sports Talk with Phil Kornblut and Chris Bergen. Sports Talk is heard across the state on radio affiliates of the Sports Talk Media Network and is streaming live on SportsTalkSC.com, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. The South Carolina Education Lottery lucky number to call in is 888-898-2525. That's 888-898-2525. Now, here are Phil and Chris with tonight's edition of Sports Talk.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome into Sports Talk Media Network. Big Thursday night edition coming to you back in Columbia, Capital City, here with the plumber Josh Cohen and Chris Bergen from the Bergie Palace over in Sardis joining us here. I was talking to Jason Priester the other night. You know, he lives in Timmonsville, Bergie, and I said, Timmonsville, you're not too far from where Bergie lives. And he said, yeah, you mean over in Sardis? And I said, well, I'm not exactly sure if Bergie lives in Sardis. I just like to say that he lives in Sardis. So are you actually in the city limits of Sardis?
No, we're not close, quite frankly. I'm in the county of, actually, I'm technically in the city of Florence. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, Sardis is around the corner. It sounds cooler. I mean, it's Caleb Yarborough's hometown.
Exactly.
So I get that. But I met Jason a long time ago when he was hosting my local show here in Florence many moons ago. And, yeah, JP's a good dude.
Absolutely.
Does a lot of good stuff up at Clemson. Works really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. He tells me he can hear racing on the track from his house.
Hey, he's not wrong.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, well, welcome into the show. A great lineup for you on this big Thursday night. Landon Powell at the beginning of hour number 2. They didn't win their conference tournament championship. Young Harris beat them badly in the championship game, but they are moving on. They are moving on to the NCAA regional. We'll find out they're going to be hosting. Had another great year. So he'll be joining us. And you know what else will be talked about when we have him on with us. In fact, we talked with Monty Lee today. We'll bring you a little bit of Monty Lee about the situation there and Alabama coming to town and some things about the coaching situation, et cetera, et cetera. So that'll be coming up. Also, we'll hear, we didn't get to this last night, and that was my fault, but Kevin Schnall and Eric Bakich about their teams, not the game the other night. We're moving on past that. More about their situations with their respective teams. You know, Kevin Schnall looking at maybe a national top 8 or 9 or 10 seed if they finish up strongly, maybe make a run through the Sun Belt tournament. Eric Bakich just kind of trying to get Clemson into the NCAA tournament with a chance. What do you think, Bergie? How many – they got 6 league games left. Florida State at home, Virginia Tech on the road, and then to the ACC tournament. So how many more wins do you think totally does Clemson need to make it to the NCAA tournament, short of winning the ACC tournament?
Right, sort of getting that auto bid. Yeah, they are an interesting case study. I mean, 29-20 is not an NCAA tournament resume. It's just not, especially when you're 8-16 in your own league. However, then, Phil, we also have talked about this throughout the back half of the season. Their RPI is insanely good for a team with as bad a record as they have. To answer your question, though, I think they probably need to take 2 out of 3 this weekend at worst against Florida State. That'll be no easy task. And then next week they've got to beat Upstate, clearly. Need to win that game against Upstate. And then probably need to take 2 out of 3 against Virginia Tech or perhaps sweep. And then figure out a way probably still to win a game or 2 at the ACC tournament. And at that point in time, what's that, about roughly eight more wins? I think, 37 wins for them gets them in.
So 37, 8 more wins, 37 wins, probably so, because that would have included a crucial, very good wins over Florida State. Any win over Florida State would be a good win. Virginia Tech's RPI is not bad either. They're not a bad team. Kind of in the middle of the road there, I think, of the ACC. And so I think Virginia Tech, if you can get some wins there, that will be helpful for you as well. So they've got the opportunity.
Yes.
They've got the opportunity here. So Virginia Tech is 13-14 in the league. They've got an RPI of 32. They're 26-21. I mean, they've got 5 more ACC wins than Clemson does, and their RPI Clemson now is 37. So Clemson's going to be playing up as far as their ACC teams are concerned. Florida State's got an RPI of 7, 15-9, 34-14. Yep. So they can really help themselves by, say, winning each of these series, winning 2 out of 3, 1 at home, 1 on the road, win 2 out of 3, win those series. That might get their RPI. I don't know how they figure this stuff out, and beat Upstate right in the mix. That might get their RPI into the 30s, and that should do it. That should probably guarantee them a spot in the postseason.
Yeah, whether or not you agree with the way the RPI is set up, and I don't. I think there's very little value placed on wins. It appears the RPI is more concerned about who you play. Whether or not you beat them is almost secondary, which is a shame. But it is the system in which we have, and so the coaches understand this. And if Clemson's able to slide their RPI and stay inside the 30s at worst, and add a few good wins against Florida State and Virginia Tech, as we talked about a week or so ago, Phil, going into the Boston College series, we would know where Clemson stood with regards to the NCAA tournament probably by the end of this weekend. Well, now they've won 3 of the 4 games they've played thus far, and if they take 2 more, I mean, you go 6-2 during this stretch where you face 3 games against BC, a Coastal game, and then 3 more against Florida State. They win 6 of them. It's awfully impressive, and it has played themselves, I think, firmly back onto the bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what happens with the Tigers moving forward. We'll see what South Carolina can do against a very good Alabama team coming into Columbia this weekend. Going back to Clemson for just a moment, they have posted the starting pitchers, and so it will be Dane Moeller for Tigers on Friday against Wes Mendez, Michael Sharman on Saturday against Trey Beard, and Aiden Kanak on Sunday against Bryson Moore. That's the rotation that worked for them, even though they didn't have a good outing on Friday night against Boston College. They did have good outings on Saturday and Sunday, and they had great offense as well. So that is what they're going to go with, and South Carolina's going with the same rotation that they had last weekend as well. This Alabama team, though, a very good team coming in. What do the Gamecocks have to play for? Well, I mean, look, you talk to the coach, you talk to the players. It's their senior weekend. They're going to have their senior night, and which is sort of becoming passé, right? Because how many of the guys in your program have actually been around long enough to be, they're a senior only in that this is their last year of college eligibility. They might have only been in your program for, a year or so, but they're treated like seniors, and I guess they're graduating. If they are graduating, they're graduating with your diploma, so you treat them like a senior. So what does South Carolina have to play for? Well, of course, they're still try to win every game, try to win as many games as they can, try to extend their season as long as they can. But, I mean, really, their only path to the NCAA tournament is winning the SEC tournament. There's no formula, is there? There's no formula for them
No.
to win enough games to be considered for an at-large spot. There's just no way.
No. You also, you might even, if you're Monty Lee, start trying to figure out how you can set your rotation, your lineup, and start getting ready for the SEC tournament, knowing that you're going to have to play virtually every game, throughout the week. You're going to have to win, 5 or 6 games to have a chance to win the SEC championship. It's unheard of, and probably 99% won't happen. But as you pointed out, Phil, that's their only option. So why not start getting ready for the tournament? Figure out a way to get tournament ready against Alabama. But you bring up a tremendous point about Senior Day, and we talked about this during basketball season as well. Clemson fans can remember pretty much every game and every hit of a career of, say, like a Khalil Green. Gamecock fans, when Michael Roth ran out there to pitch, they didn't need a resume. They saw him pitch and knew exactly what he'd done. Now, both teams are going to need to hand out scorecards again so they can figure out who their seniors are.
You're
That's
right.
a shame.
Yeah, it is. Those days are long gone, my friend. Those days are long gone. That's just the way it is. So, and now you got Coastal Carolina, and they're still in great shape despite the loss to Clemson the other night. They did slip a little bit in the RPI, but they've got Old Dominion coming up this weekend, a chance to finish up strongly there, and then one more weekend to go before they go to the Sun Belt tournament. They'll be heavily favored, and I mean, barring a total collapse, which, I hope that doesn't happen for them. It shouldn't happen for them. But barring a total collapse, they're likely going to be a top 10, anywhere within the top 10 or 11. They could move up as far as number like 8 or 9. I haven't seen them in the projections. I haven't seen them beyond 8 in the national top seeds. I've seen them 9. I've seen them 8. And depending on, what their record looks like the rest of the way, they could be in that 8 to 11 category.
Yeah, and I think if they win out throughout the regular season or continue to take series and close out as the number 1 team in the Sun Belt, and Southern Miss is giving them a run for their money, and that's the one interesting thing about the Sun Belt, and I don't know why they set it up this way, but Coastal and Southern Miss don't play during the regular season. You knew going into the season when you set the schedule who your 2 best baseball teams were going to be. I don't think there was a question mark. Why they didn't schedule a 3-game series with those 2 maybe late in the year, I think it would have been tremendous for the Sun Belt. There probably would have garnered some national attention. You've got 2 teams ranked inside the top 20, both teams going to the NCAA tournament, and they don't play each other. And the only way they would meet is probably in the championship game of the Sun Belt tournament.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you should have your best teams playing one another. I mean, that's just flat out ridiculous. All right, now, our phone number, 888-898-2525, 888-898-2525. If you'd like to join us, love to hear from you tonight about the latter portions here of the baseball season and heading down the stretch and looking towards to the postseason. We're going to have postseason. Coastal Carolina is assuredly in the postseason. Maybe some others, and, of course, North Greenville going to be in the postseason. We're going to talk to Landon Powell coming up a little bit later on. 888-898-2525. And our text line number, 803-900-4847. You can reach us there as well. Always happy to read good, intelligent text messages. Those are few and far between, but we do like to read them when we get them. Now, the other big story, one of the big stories of the day, it's now almost official, as close to being official as it can be without it being official. The 76-team NCAA basketball tournament is now here. They have taken the next step in the approval process to make that happen. It passed unanimously through the D1 men's and women's basketball committees. So the field increases from 68 to 76 beginning next season. There's still a few more steps remaining within the process before it's totally done. The 8 new spots will go to 8 at-large teams who will participate in what will henceforth be known as the opening round. Can't we call it round 0? Additionally,
it'll have about as much interest, and if you got 0 teams in there that anyone cares about. But yeah, round 0, I love it.
Additionally, oh, by the way, Chris Deering informed me the other night, and I missed this. We were talking about this with the high school league. Chris Deering texted me. He said, they've done away with week 0 in the high school schedule now.
I did not realize they had done that. Good for them.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I've forgotten a lot of things, and that was one of them. Additionally, the 12 worst seeded automatic qualifiers will now be sent to the opening round instead of only the 4 worst seeded teams.
That's so bad.
I mean, so what's your take?
So bad.
What is your feeling about this?
Well, first off, and we don't need to rehash this, I think anyone who listens to this program knows I have never been in favor of expansion of the tournament. You've got the nearly perfect postseason, and you're going to ruin it, which would just delineate the regular season even further. I mean, casual fans don't start tuning in until about February now. What's the point? Let's just wait until March, because my team, there's a pretty good chance they're going to get in there. South Carolina had a net ranking of 104 after last season. They'll probably have a chance to get in. But the fact that they are going to have automatic qualifiers have to play in the play-in games is just absurd. I mean, you've done exactly what you were asked to do. Mm-hmm. Miami of Ohio went 32-1 last year during their regular season and into the tournament. And there was even talk that if they didn't win their conference tournament, they weren't getting in. So now you're going to penalize teams who actually do what you asked them to do, go win a conference championship, earn a right to go into the NCAA tournament with one caveat. Hey, you got to win at least one more ball game to get in. It's absurd. Those games, all of those games should be reserved for the dregs of the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, and the Big 12 who will get those bids. Those are the ones who should play in the play-in rounds.
So it's going to take me, I don't know how many months to understand this new process. It always does. But there will be 12 opening round games now. So we used to have the first 4. Now we have the dirty dozen. There'll be 12 opening round games for the 2027 tournament, meaning just 20 of the 32 first-round matchups will be known when the full bracket is revealed on Selection Sunday. By the way, the Selection Sunday show will now be expanded to 6 hours to get all the teams in. Because
it'll start right at the end of the Big Ten Conference Championship game and end 30 minutes before tip-off for the first round.
No. Not the first round.
Excuse me.
The opening round. The opening round. And let's face it, there's 2 reasons we're doing this, right? There's 2 reasons. A, television. More TV games, more TV money. And B, it gives the very average run-of-the-mill Power 4 teams that aren't very good a chance to make the tournament. And have the big name, the big Power 4 name splashed in there. So now coaches who go, 19-17 or 19-15 in the regular season and 7-11 in their conference, we should be in the 76. We should be right there. We got a net ranking of 127, but we beat this team, we beat that team. We deserve to be there. So, it continues to water it down. I mean, look, nobody believes they should go back to 16. Okay?
No, exactly.
Where it all started, 16 to 32. 64 seemed like the absolute perfect arrangement.
Agreed.
That just seemed like perfection. Then we went to 68, and now we're going to 76. And you can bet Plummer's next paycheck in about 4 months that we pay on a 4-month. We pay quarterly. That
not how it's supposed to be.
System.
That there will be a push in a year or two. There'll be a push in a year or two to go to what's next. What's a good round figure after 76? What will they go to next? What will mathematically work?
84.
Is it 84?
I was thinking 96.
96
that too, but
yeah. Well, people don't remember. But the simple matter of it is, how many teams we have playing college basketball? 360 something, right?
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. Every one of them, and I think they're all in conferences. Do we have any? There's maybe a small number of independents. Everybody's in a conference. Everybody is in the NCAA tournament from day one of the opening tip of the season, because you have your conference tournament. You have a chance to make the NCAA tournament by winning your conference tournament. And so thus everybody is in from the very beginning. So They just want to give people second and third chances is what it is. They just give them all a trophy.
And here's what the basketball coach is going to tell you, Phil. Here's their argument. Well, it's harder to get into the NCAA tournament because there are more teams, and we only take about 20% of all the teams out there playing. And there's 200 and some odd that miss it every year, and it's such a great event, and it changes lives, and everybody should have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. I don't dispute some of that stuff, but it was the reason it changed lives is because it was competitive, it was fun, it was entertaining, and it was hard to get into the tournament. They keep trying to make it much, much easier. Let's take South Carolina, for instance. Let's assume for a moment the Gamecocks won under this new formula. Let's assume for a moment the Gamecocks won 4 more games last year. They would have finished 17-19 overall, and then 8-10 in the SEC. That would have gotten them in now, don't you think?
17 and what?
17-19.
Do you still think they would take you with a losing record?
You're going to almost have to.
I mean, unless
I don't think you should.
Got the automatic bid.
I
don't know. I don't know about that.
I hope not.
No,
but
agree.
I mean that's the ridiculous argument we're going to have is somebody who finishes 10th or 12th in the SEC and the ACC. Well, considering who we play and who we have to deal with, we should get in.
Well, I can tell you that looking here at a bracketology already from CBSSports.com, I mean, these people on the internet, they don't miss a beat in, jumping ahead and suggesting who's going to do what. They've got Clemson in as a number 8 seed, along with Ohio State, St. Louis, NC State, and Clemson. So those are your 8 seeds. Clemson in the West, where Illinois would be the number 1 seed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Got to deal with them again.
But I mean, some of the opening round games, you'd have like Marquette against Cincinnati, Xavier, Baylor, West Virginia, Maryland, Missouri, Wisconsin as the 11 seeds. And then 2 12 seeds would play, or 4 12 seeds. Oregon, Oklahoma State, Auburn, Florida State. And then you'd have 15 seeds playing. East Tennessee, James Madison, Central Arkansas, and Montana State. And then you'd have the 16 seeds playing. Bethune-Cookman and CCSU, Howard and Lipscomb, Colgate and SEMO, and Vermont and Merrimack. I mean, seriously. Does Merrimack have – Merrimack has about as much chance of winning the basketball national championship as Plummer getting a date from a USC cheerleader. I mean, the point is not ever going to happen.
You want to bet on it?
Yeah.
How much money, Phil?
I'm willing to bet.
Plummer
I'm willing to
actually
bet
has
that you
a
will
better
never
chance,
get a
quite
date
frankly.
with a USC cheerleader, a true-blooded.
How much you want to bet?
I'll bet you $1 million.
Let's shake on it.
And she
You wanna
can't
shake
be
on it?
she can't be related to you.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
have
go
any-
that far, Phil, because if Plummer is smart, he'd find a USC cheerleader and say, hey, how would you like to go to the movies with me, and I will pay you.
I'll pay you $25 just to go out with him. I mean, that may be illegal, but
All right, so that's happening there with can't leave well enough alone in college sports. Can't leave well enough alone. That's a shame, but that is the way it is. And there's also speaking of expanding, the 2026 Players Era Tournament's increasing to 24 teams with 2 separate brackets and, of course, millions in NIL prize money. This will be the 3rd year of this, and it will be in Las Vegas. It moves to ESPN, of course, and so this is an event that obviously the players want to play in. Among the most prominent teams in the field, Michigan, Florida, Gonzaga, Iowa State, Houston, Louisville, Tennessee, St. John's, Alabama, Miami, and Kansas. The rest of you need not apply. You're not of that ilk to get into this event. And so the money, the players get money out of this. And, I mean, I don't know how much each player gets, but, I mean, this isn't pay for play. I mean, what is pay for play? If this isn't pay for play, then what is it? What is pay for play?
Oh, that's absolutely what it is. I mean, you are legitimately going to an event to showcase your wares, and you're being reimbursed for you playing in that event. I mean, bottom line, pay for play.
Well, here it is. For 2026, Players Era will pay some schools more than others to participate. Kansas is getting the most. The average payout for all 24 schools will be slightly above $1 million, according to event organizers. In addition to the financial incentives, the Players Era's increase in teams for 2025, 26, and beyond has led to negative impact on other non-conference multi-game events.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So they're stealing. Oh, and something else happened today I know you're going to love, the fact that the ACC, the people who bring you Friday Night Football around here, they're going to open the 27 season with Wake Forest and Syracuse, not in Greensboro, not in Winston-Salem, not in New York City. Let's go to Toronto and open the ACC football season in 2027. Your thoughts?
I mean, are the Canadians really clamoring for college football, especially bad Atlantic Coast Conference college football? I mean, what are we doing? Why? It would be my bottom line question. I mean, what's the point? And I guess the response will be, well, Notre Dame goes over to Ireland and plays every year. But, yeah, there's at least some sort of an Irish tie-in with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. I'm not seeing the Toronto tie-in with Wake Forest University. Maybe I'm missing something.
Well, I mean, Syracuse, I guess, is kind of close to Canada, and Toronto is in Canada. So, you can get on the highway up through Niagara Falls by Syracuse and get up to Toronto that way, I believe. I think that's called the Queens Highway. And we'll be back.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We're staying dry overnight. The low temperature drops down to 57. Tomorrow's nicer than today. It's a blend of sunshine and clouds to go with a high of 75. For the weekend, we'll have about a 40% chance for early showers on Saturday. That goes to 50% for more rain on Mother's Day. High temperatures both days in the low 80s. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
If you've never had genuine Wagyu or Hereford steaks and burgers, you don't know what you're missing. Time to order the best of the best from HandJCattle.com. These are local farmers in Saluda where tradition meets quality. The best quality beef and a discount for Point listeners. Enter keyword The Point as one word and get 10% off, plus free delivery in Lexington and Richland County orders of $50 or more. It's cooked in season over at HandJCattle.com.
The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The U.S. military says that it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz and targeted Iranian military facilities responsible for attacking U.S. forces. The exchange occurred Thursday as U.S. Navy destroyers transited the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces intercepted unprovoked Iranian attacks and responded with self-defense strikes. Tennessee has enacted a new U.S. House map that carves up a majority black district in Memphis. The new voting district signed into law Thursday by Republican Governor Bill Lee gives the GOP a chance to win all 9 of the state's congressional seats in the November midterm elections. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 313 points, the Nasdaq dropped 32, the S&P lower by 28. This is SRN News.
Listen to conservative Republican Ralph Norman for governor.
This is Ralph Norman. South Carolina is a conservative state. So why is state spending up 45%? How come Rhino legislators voted to raise their own pay? Because Columbia is full of corrupt career politicians.
Citizens Against Government Waste calls Ralph Norman a taxpayer superhero.
Because I don't believe in wasting money. The roads are a mess. Let's fix them. The politicians are corrupt. Let's term limit them. I'll move South Carolina in a more conservative direction. I've spent my life fighting the system, and cleaning up Columbia is a fight worth having. It's us versus them.
Ralph Norman, clean up Columbia. Pass term limits. Ralph Norman for governor. Paid for by Ralph Norman for governor. P.O. Box 2655, Rock Hill, South Carolina 29732.
Hey y'all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee-Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks y'all and God bless.
This spring, Founders Federal Credit Union is giving you a fresh start. Open or access your home equity line of credit and get 4.99% APR on funds drawn from April 1st through May 31st. That's more in your pocket for home improvements or even that vacation you've been dreaming about. The possibilities are endless. Imagine a fresh start this spring with financial flexibility and peace of mind. But hurry, this special offer ends May 31st. 4.99% promotional APR expires December 31st, 2026. APR will then revert to the standard variable APR, currently 6.75% to 11.75%. Plus, you'll enjoy competitive rates designed to fit your budget. Don't miss this chance to turn your home's equity into something memorable. Relax, your HELOC just got more powerful. Visit foundersfcu.com/HELOC for more information. Membership qualification required. Institution NMLS identifier number 410646. Equal housing lender. See website for details.
When the Midlands weather puts your roof to the test, trust Shingles Now Roofing. Your local family-owned specialist, Charlie and Rodney, both GAF Master Elite contractors, pride themselves on quality repairs and replacements. Fully licensed and insured, we promise honest work at a fair price. Enjoy free inspections and estimates so you can always know where you stand. Protect your home with a team that treats you like family. Shingles Now Roofing. Shingles Now. Roof repairs right away. Visit shinglesnow.com.
What's up, Gamecock Nation?
This one isn't for me. No.
Bergie, you say that you committed an error.
Like a good professional golfer who addresses his ball and watches it move, no one else sees it, but he caused a penalty on himself. I made a goof a minute ago, chatting about Clemson, and Phil mentioned about Illinois getting into the NCAA tournament against the Tigers. It was actually Iowa that Clemson played in the first round this year, so yeah, not Illinois. And so, yes, I called a penalty on myself.
You're a braver man than most.
Well,
not all, but a braver man than most. So what does that take us to?
That is Bergie's sixth error on the year. That's 6 of you.
My goal is to keep it under double digits. It's going to get tough.
It'll be tough.
Well, Phil is far past that.
Run here.
Phil is far past that. He is at 43 himself, but total for Sports Talk is 52.
52
Excellent.
Factual errors.
Factual
now,
errors.
If we worked in production errors, we'd
You'd be over like 200.
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
But I have a much harder job than you, so.
Yeah, you do.
By the way, and one quick other point about the NCAA tournament expanding. Of course, that also means the women's tournament is expanding for some reason. And you want to talk about games that no one will want to see? How about some of the early rounds in the NCAA women's basketball tournament? Because women's college basketball is not competitive at the once you get past the top 15, 20 teams.
Yeah.
They could have actually constricted the tournament and made it better.
10 or 15.
Expanding the women's tournament is not going to make it better.
I don't think you could say 10 or not much more than 10. 15, I think, is a stretch. You're talking about teams that are good enough to win the women's championship.
Oh, fair.
That's
yeah,
a very
all the way
small
to the
number.
Championship.
Very small
No
number.
doubt. A lot less than on the men's side.
All right, couple of things. Talked to Steve Spurrier today. He's going to be with us on Monday night, a week before the South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame inducts him and others. That will be fun. That'll be at 6:30, 6:35 on Monday night. We'll have Coach Spurrier with us. Tomorrow, Stephen Garcia is doing a Zoom with the media to talk about what is now the most important thing in his life, which is his fight for life, as he was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the outpouring of support financially and otherwise has been tremendous for him, apparently. Here is what he posted today on his social media back to the Gamecock fans.
What's up, Gamecock Nation, and Clemson Nation, Auburn Nation, Alabama Nation? I mean, the amount of support has been extremely humbling, if no other word I can think of. AJ McCarron reaching out with the Alabama side. I mean, it's just been absolutely insane how cool it's been to hear from people that I haven't really talked to that much, and the amount of support that's been pouring in. I had the first round of chemo yesterday. I'm hoping like hell I can keep this for as long as possible, but if it's got to go, it's got to go. It'll grow back. But I just want to tell everybody I'm in super high spirits. We had our first round of chemo yesterday. We're going to keep fighting this thing, front foot forward, eat an elephant one bite at a time, and we're going to keep you guys updated. And again, I thank you so much for your thoughts, prayers, donations, calls, texts. I'm trying to get back to everybody. But I do just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. My wife thanks you from the bottom of her heart, my kids, my family, everybody. Continue on the support, and we'll keep you updated. And if you're feeling off, please get checked for the love of God.
Yeah. He answered a question that basically he started having some discomfort and was having some other, issues and didn't feel right and went and got checked, and they discovered it. And that's what he's saying. If you feel off, you don't feel right, you know what you feel. Everybody knows what's right for them. If you don't feel right, get checked. And early diagnosis is the key. Of course, stage 4 that's a frightening term, is it
That's
not?
scary.
When you hear stage 4, that makes your eyebrows, you kind of sit up and take notice when the doctor tells you that, don't you?
Well, and Phil, for the most part, colonoscopies, unless you already have some illnesses and certainly within medical history, but certainly if you're not feeling well, normally it's, after you get past 40, almost 50 years of age. Stephen Garcia is under 40.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting into a situation, men, and we, as men, ladies, pardon for a moment, but us as men, we have a situation, most of us don't want to go to the doctor. Most of us don't even want to think about our health, especially at Stephen's age. I was Superman at 38 years of age. I was going to live forever. That's not the case. And so I've had a colonoscopy. Fortunately, I'm in pretty good shape. I would encourage every man out there, regardless of age, certainly if you're approaching 40, like Stephen is, go get yourself checked, because early diagnosis is the key.
Yep, absolutely. Wish him the best. We'll be in on that call tomorrow and bring more of that to you tomorrow night on Sports Talk. And again, Steve Spurrier with us on Monday night. So looking forward to having that for you on Monday night. Looking forward to the enshrinement ceremony a week from that. Okay, mention a couple of things here. First of all, our phone number, 888-898-2525, South Carolina Education Lottery lucky number to reach us here on Sports Talk. And our poll question of the week coming to you, of course, from Larry Lucas Insurance here in Columbia. Make sure you get over to Larry Lucas in person or on the phone and let them work with you on your insurance needs. And you might be insured by someone other than State Farm, but switching is easy. Bundling is a great thing to do, saves you a lot of money. Their phone number is 803-799-1998 in Columbia, 803-359-0770 in Lexington. Questions about the Clemson defense. Where will that group be ranked this season? So far, majority of the votes believe it'll be worse than last season. 40% think they'll finish in the top 25. And about 7% have the Tigers finishing in the top 40. But 53.3% think it'll be worse than last season, Bergie. And, I mean, you look at the players that they're losing off their roster, those who were drafted. They're losing, of course, a top corner. They're losing a top defensive tackle. They're losing top defensive end, linebackers. Yeah. So, I mean, you look at their defensive front and you wonder, is it going to be on the interior, is it going to be Marcus Strong, one of the portal pickups? Amir Adams, is he going to step up and be the guy? Champ Thompson, Vic Burley, is Heaven Brown Schuler good enough now to move up? You know, Will Height at one defensive end, he's a proven commodity. It'll probably be Helt. Did I say Height? Helt. Will Helt.
Yes, Will Helt.
Yeah, just misread that. That was not
what did
that
he
was
say,
not a
though,
factual
Bergie?
error. That was a mispronunciation.
No, I mean,
that was a mispronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ding us on pronunciation mistakes, we really are going to raise some money.
Bergie's
for
pretty good at
charity.
it, but Phil not so much.
Yeah, and Jaheim Lawson, of course. So I mean, that's that's a pretty significant drop off when you consider who was there previously. Now linebackers, Sammy Brown, of course, is back, and he's a special player. He's an outstanding player. They're very high on Jeremiah Alexander. I think Kobe McLeod had an excellent spring as well. Hampton gives him a very proven, strong corner on one side. On the other side, you're probably looking at maybe the transfer, Elliott Washington, should say the free agent pickup, Elliott Washington. And then your safeties could be Corey Myrick, who's new to the program, could be Kylan Griffin, could be newcomer Jerome Carter. I mean, you're going to have a bunch of new faces and new names in there. So,
and maybe hungry guys that want to actually put out effort. Not knocking the Clemson guys from last year, but there was a reason that they had so many guys drafted and did not excel on the field.
Mm-hmm.
That team with 9 NFL draft choices should not have gone 7-6 last year. There's just no excuse for that. So either did the NFL guys make a mistake, or did the coaching and the players just not exceed or succeed the way they should have? I think it's probably the latter, not the former.
Yeah.
The NFL teams rarely make mistakes on draft picks. It happens, but they put too much money into this. So I'm thinking with the fresh influx of talents for the Tigers, they may actually be a much hungrier bunch on defense. And that's why I said earlier when we talked about this on Monday, I think they'll be better on defense this year.
But you got to have the talent still, and I'd say the
No
talent.
doubt.
I'd say the talent level, at least right now, I'd say the talent level has dropped off compared
Agreed.
to what they had to what they've got now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of these guys could certainly prove us wrong, and prove that they're equal to the guys that are departing. And don't forget a guy like Andy Berberia from the junior college ranks, who they signed. He'll be a factor on the defensive line. Courtney Kelly, who's been injured, I think he'll be a factor as well on the defensive line. So a bunch of new names, a chance to prove themselves. I really want to see if guys like Amir Adams and Vic Burley and Heaven Brown Schuler, 3 highly touted guys that were recruited out of high school, can they live up to that now? Can they step up and make the big move and be major contributors on their defensive front? I think that'll be something interesting to watch. Okay, before the break, let's go to Tiger Bryan. Tiger Bryan over in Lancaster. I'm changing the name of the town. Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It's Lancaster, brother. It's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
You know what? Hey, I want to tell you what. Today is National Prayer Day. I prayed early when I found out about Garcia. Gamecock, I don't care what he played. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I just still believe in that. You know what I mean? Prayer. Hey, if you don't believe in the power of prayer, I prayed for y'all today, putting up with me all these years. You know what I mean?
We need that.
So I reckon I got on the phone. I mean, on the
yeah,
prayer works on it.
It does. You've proven that.
But,
you've proven that by just being with us at this point in time, staying with us.
Yeah. Old man get 63 years old. I done been 63. Yeah, working out 3 days a week on machines.
Got one foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. Be careful.
I'm in better shape now, corn than I've been in forever. I'm really.
You sound like it. You've never sounded more healthy.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm more worried about the offense this year than I am defense. You know what I mean?
You're more worried about the offense than the defense.
I am. Offensive line. We got offensive line, we'll be okay. Defense, we got some good defensive backs. That's what killed us last year, remember? I mean, but, you don't never know. What
Secondary
all this
was
mess
terrible
going on.
last year. I mean, what did they give up?
I'm telling you what,
218 passing yards per game. I think it was. It was a
Well,
mess back
Buford
there.
High School could have done better than that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen Dabo Swinney as frustrated in his time at Clemson. I don't think I've ever seen him as frustrated at a position, as a position group, than he was with those defensive backs and their coaches as a whole. He was so frustrated with them all season long.
I got one more question for you before you get off the phone with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if he don't do no better in 8-3 or something this year, they need to buy him out and get somebody else who says his time's done. Don't you think?
Tiger Bryan, that's blasphemy around here.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, come on, man. Now, somebody better pray for you after saying that across the state of South Carolina.
My wife pays me every night. We pray every night. No, I'm just saying they paying him that kind of money. And he did. Hey, he didn't do the portal. He kept being hard headed. If we'd done the portal earlier, after, look, we had Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and then after that, I mean, you got when the portal started, he was hard headed, wouldn't get no portals. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think you're ever going to fall into a situation again at Clemson. I know ever is a long time, but where you will have within a period of how many years that was, quarterbacks of the caliber of Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
no, I know.
They just
fall
into your lap like that.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you what now.
Mhm.
Hey, word on the street up there. My son lives in Belton. He went to Clemson. He knows a bunch of Clemson people. Reynolds is gonna be the man.
Now,
Reynolds will be the man third game. I bet you.
Can we? So your son is up there at Clemson, right?
No, he lives in Belton, South Carolina.
Well,
He's
that's
a
close
graduate from
enough.
Clemson.
My point is, can we use
Yep.
him as an inside source? Would he be willing to work as an inside source for us?
Well, you had to go through me. You had to pay me. You had to, Colin, you had to give me a T-shirt or something.
Well, nobody said anything about paying, but yeah, a T-shirt can be.
Yeah, you got to send me a birthday present or a T-shirt or something.
I'll get you one of the plumber's T-shirts. It might fit you.
Oh, that'd be fine. Hey,
Are you a
I've
size
done plumbing, heat and air.
52 5X?
No, I just need a large now. I've been working out for 5 months. I went from medium to large. Yeah.
You built up the old biceps,
I
huh?
do.
The shoulders have gotten bigger.
Yeah, I got to be. I walk around, whoop somebody's ass with that karate and shit in my legs too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that? Do we need to dump that?
Easy now.
I think
Just be careful,
I'm
Tiger.
sorry.
Just be
I'm
careful.
sorry.
Well, I think you probably should have dumped it because I think he dropped the S word in there on us. So.
Yeah, I'll take care of y'all if somebody.
Well, now that we're
going
to be knocked off the air by the FCC, you're going to have to find us
I'm
employment.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'll pay
me
the
severance.
fine.
You got to pay me severance, Tiger Bryan.
See what happens when we let
I'll pay
Coach.
the fine. Hey, look here. Hey, guys, y'all like to eat maters?
Love them.
I got mater plant. I got 8 mater plants. Got 3 maters on them, and they about 27 blooms.
Send them
I'll
to
send y'all
us.
some down there.
Send it to Sports Talk, Millwood Avenue, Columbia, South Carolina. All right, we got to go. We got to go. Thank you.
We love y'all.
Thank you, buddy. Yep, be right back.
It might be tough to picture your kid in college today, but it'll be here before you know it. Future Scholar, South Carolina's 529 college savings plan, makes it easy to start saving right now. You can start with any amount. Savings grow tax-free, and friends and family can chip in too. Discover the smart, easy way to save today at FutureScholar.com. That's FutureScholar.com. That's FutureScholar.com.
There's a lot of things we take for granted in our lives. Your home's AC will run cool. Your drive-through coffee will be hot. And the car will start when it's time to take your kids to school. It's when things don't go as planned that you start thinking about who to call and where to turn. The good thing is, you can prepare for life's most difficult days by calling the Larry Lucas Agency today. Larry is a State Farm agent that has been taking care of people across South Carolina for more than 2 decades. You probably have insurance, but switching is easy, and bundling can save you hundreds or more. Most importantly, the Larry Lucas Agency can help you choose the protection you want at the price you want. All backed by South Carolina's #1 home and auto insurance company. Visit LarryLucasAgency.com today or give Larry a call at 803-799-1998. Like a good neighbor, Larry Lucas State Farm is there.
We're with Major Billy Downer of the Department of Natural Resources, and we're visiting at the brand new DNR offices at the State Farmers Market. Major, tell us more about this place.
That's right, Phil. The Department of Natural Resources has a new office located at the South Carolina Farmers Market. You can find us at 260D Epting Lane inside the Farmers Market grounds. Look for the DNR logo when you turn off of Highway 221 in West Columbia, or you can always go to the App Store on your Apple or Android device and look for Go Outdoors SC. Download the app and you can buy all of your license needs right there.
Visit GoOutdoorsSouthCarolina.com today.
Hi, I'm Jim Corbett. I've been an attorney for more than 30 years. There's one thing I've learned about injury cases. It's you need the personal touch. You need the lawyer to get to know you and describe your damages. You don't want a case manager talking to an insurance company and then talking to you and then talking to maybe to a lawyer with limited experience at the last minute to try to settle a case. I talk to you, I find out what your case is about. Jim at JimCorbettAttorney.com. Jim at JimCorbettAttorney.com for your injury cases.
In 2012, inside Clemson football's weight room, a different kind of barbell was developed. The Tsunami Bar is a flexible, oscillating bar designed to enhance high-intensity training while helping reduce joint stress. Unlike traditional rigid bars, it moves. That movement forces your stabilizer muscles to activate, your core to engage, and your body to produce force more efficiently. The result is improved strength, better balance, and more functional performance. Tsunami Bar Sports continues to provide innovative, dynamic training solutions that empower individuals of all fitness levels to reach their peak potential. Whether you're training for general fitness, building resilience, or improving rotational strength for sports like golf, the Tsunami Bar challenges your body in ways traditional equipment cannot. Learn more at TsunamiBarSports.com.
All right, Landon Powell coming up after the top of the hour. Got recruiting as well. Monty Lee met with the media today. South Carolina going to be hosting Alabama beginning tomorrow, 5:30, early start at Founders Park.
Why is that?
TV.
Weather?
TV. No, preset.
They're putting this on TV?
Preset TV.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're coming off, of course, being swept at LSU. You know, since he's taken over, he's really liked his team's efforts and attitude and approach. He told us today, told the group today, though, what he saw in the latter part of that LSU series, as they were being swept, didn't exactly fit the standard he likes to coach to.
I didn't think that our guys were in a good place, especially on Sunday. In that second game when they kind of stretched away from us there, I didn't think our guys were in the right headspace at that point in the game, and I addressed it and I talked to the team about it. And look, I mean, good baseball teams, you're going to go through tough games, right? And you're going to go through games where you play really well. And when you're playing really well, it's important that you keep your foot on the gas pedal. You know, you got an 8-3 lead. All of a sudden, if you don't, it's 8-5. Then it's 8-6. The next thing you know, the winning run's walking up to the plate in the ninth with a couple guys on base because you lose your focus because you're playing to the scoreboard. You play to the lead, so you lose your focus. It can happen the other way, too. You get down at a certain point in the game and you start playing to the scoreboard. Well, you just got to keep playing. I mean, ultimately, that's how do you get out of a tough stretch as a hitter? You need that one at bat and square a ball up, and you start feeling better about yourself. How do you get out of funks? You get out of funks by just continuing to play with great confidence and competitive energy, and hope that you put some good innings together, even a game where you don't play well. Put some good innings together and carry that momentum into the next game. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that I didn't see the team that I saw for a majority of this stretch, where even when we didn't win, man, we still freaking competed. And I told the guys that I was disappointed in how they competed, not in the fact that we didn't win the game or win any games. I mean, you're always disappointed when you don't win, but it's how you play the game, in my opinion, that says a lot about your makeup as an athlete. So yeah, we need to come out and play with great competitive spirit this weekend, because Alabama's going to. One thing that I know about their head coach and their program, they got a bunch of overachievers. They get the most out of their players, and they're going to play hard and do things the right way. And we need to come out and compete for 9 innings starting on Friday, and carry that into the weekend.
We'll hear more from Monty Lee talking about what's going to happen related to interviewing for the head coaching job at South Carolina. We'll hear from him a little bit later on. But, yeah, you could kind of see the veins in his neck as he was talking there, Bergie. He was not happy with his guys' approach to the latter part of that series at LSU. They struck out way too much, didn't make a lot of contact, and just had a bad weekend. They got to bounce back. They got to play better baseball this weekend against Alabama. The same thing will happen.
I think he could accept them losing all 3 games at LSU if he felt like they competed and they played hard and they just didn't win games. You can deal with that. When you feel like your team quit, and that's what it sounded like he said, dodging around that Q word, because coaches never like to throw that out against their teams.
Yeah.
But he felt like they quit, and that's unacceptable, even with an interim coach. And Monty's earned enough respect that he should get better effort from his team. They've got to meet him halfway, because he's going to give them that.
Probably will get that this weekend, I would think. Senior weekend, and they want to win some games here, the last home games of the season for them. They want to win some, and we'll be back.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring Sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Thousands of Christians across the nation commemorated the 75th annual National Day of Prayers they do every first Thursday in May. At the U.S. Capitol today, Housing and Urban Development Secretary Scott Turner explains why prayer is so important to the U.S.
Prayer is very powerful because Almighty God is powerful. And that truth has guided our great nation through mountaintops and valleys for the past 250 years.
The theme of this year's National Day of Prayer comes from 1 Chronicles 16:24. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples. Tennessee has enacted a new U.S. House map that reshapes what had been a majority black district in Memphis. Bob Agnew reports.
The new voting districts signed into law on Thursday by Republican Governor Bill Lee give the GOP a chance to win all 9 of the state's congressional seats in the November elections. Tennessee is the first state to adopt new districts since a U.S. Supreme Court ruling last week that districts drawn on the basis of race are unconstitutional. President Trump has urged more Republican-led states to redraw their districts in light of that court ruling. Similar steps are in the works in Louisiana, Alabama, and South Carolina. Bob Agnew reporting.
The U.S. military says that it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz and targeted Iranian military facilities responsible for attacking U.S. forces. The exchange occurred Thursday as U.S. Navy destroyers transited the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces intercepted unprovoked Iranian attacks and responded with self-defense strikes. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 313 points, the Nasdaq dropped 32, the S&P 500 lower by 28. More at townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
One Budget Airlines expansion plans are primed for takeoff.
Air Asia is ordering 150 Airbus A220-300 jets valued at roughly $19 billion. This is the largest single order ever placed for the A220 planes. Air Asia says the aircraft's fuel efficiency and lower emissions are crucial for coping with high fuel prices and are a key part of its expansion plans. The jets can carry up to 160 passengers and can help to open smaller markets. Rich Thomason reporting.
President Trump says goods from the European Union will face higher tariff rates if the 27-member bloc fails to approve last year's trade framework by July 4th. Trump's announcement appears to be a deadline extension after the president said that EU autos would face a higher 25% tariff starting this week. News and analysis at townhall.com. U.S. jobless claim.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We're staying dry overnight. The low temperature drops down to 57. Tomorrow's nicer than today. It's a blend of sunshine and clouds to go with a high of 75. For the weekend, we'll have about a 40% chance for early showers on Saturday. That goes to 50% for more rain on Mother's Day. High temperatures both days in the low 80s. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring Sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point. This is The Point. Make The Point Radio.
Welcome back to Sports Talk on the Sports Talk Media Network. You can reach the guys with the South Carolina Education Lottery lucky number. 888-898-2525. That's 888-898-2525. Now back to Phil and Chris with the second hour of Sports Talk on the Sports Talk Media Network.
Okay, we are back with you. It's a big Thursday night edition of Sports Talk Media Network. Phil Kornblut here in Columbia with the plumber, Josh Cohen, the first college dropout in his family. Everybody else made it through college, but
just finished my second semester, so no, not dropping out yet. Just doing fine. Doing just fine.
Okay. And Chris Bergen at the Berge Palace, of course, a college graduate at the University of South Carolina.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Speaking of college graduates from the University of South Carolina, it wouldn't be May, it wouldn't be baseball, it wouldn't be postseason baseball if we were not talking to Landon Powell, the head baseball coach at North Greenville University. So let's welcome in the former Gamecock great, former Major League catcher of a perfect game, as he joins us here once again on Sports Talk. And good evening, sir. How are you?
What's up, Phil? How you guys doing?
Been a little while. How you doing?
It's been a minute. I'm doing good. Just been coaching ball and enjoying the life up here. So good to hear your voice, though.
You too, sir. Appreciate you being with us. So I know it's disappointing that you didn't win the conference tournament. Young Harris does it for the first time. They obviously were a very good club. Did you run out of a little pitching there in that final game, that championship game?
Yeah, I don't know if it was as much pitching as just ran out of gas. You know, we had to play 7 games in 5 days. We won our first game. We were the 1 seed, won the regular season going into it. And so, we won our first game and then lost to Young Harris. We had swept them in the regular season, And it's hard to beat teams at this level, really good teams. Young Harris is a very good team, a top 15 nationally ranked team. We swept them in the regular season. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row in college baseball. And we made 2 big errors in that game, cost us 6 unearned runs, and we ended up dropping that game to them early in the tournament. So we had to fight all the way through the losers bracket. My guys were gutsy. They won doubleheader on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday to force, and the second game Sunday being the game to beat Young Harris and force a winner-take-all game. So they just ran out of gas. I mean, it was a lot to ask of those guys to play 7 games in less than 5 days, and actually had enough arms, but didn't really matter. Young Harris just came out swinging, and my guys didn't really swing it well and made a couple errors, and that's baseball. But they've had a great season to this point. I'm really proud of them. We won, like I said, won the regular season. We're ranked first in the region. We're in shape to host again, so I can't complain.
Yeah. There's more baseball ahead for you, more important baseball. And when does the bracket come out? When do you find out about hosting?
They do the selection show Sunday night. You still have the Peach Belt and the SAC that have to play their conference tournaments. We're done in the Conference Carolina, so we're kind of sitting idle. But the regional rankings already came out, like they're the pre-rankings, I guess. Final ones will be Sunday, but we're first, and so we're in pretty good shape to host, and we'll see who we play Sunday night. We're excited to be back in Tigerville for a regional, though.
Yeah. Who do you think you might get? What's your gut telling you?
Right now, they have us lined up to play Lenore-Ryan University first game.
Mm-hmm.
They're the 8th seed. We would be the 1 seed, so it looks like it would be them. I think if Lander wins the Peach Belt Championship this weekend in their tournament, they could jump Lenore-Ryan, so it may be us versus Lander game 1. Not sure, though. We'll see how it plays out.
So looking at your team for this year, it's kind of typical. Team batting average of 326, couple of guys that are hitting over 400. You hit 93 home runs. So far you've hit 93 home runs. So you got the power, you got the average. Is this a pretty typical team of yours?
Yeah, it's just a really balanced, good balanced baseball team. I mean, I would say the strength of this team is definitely pitching. We have 2 frontline starters that have been good all year, as well as our number 3 guy who's, when he's on, he's as hard as anybody to hit. And then the strength of the team, the pitching staff in particular, is the bullpen. I have 3 or 4 really good arms that I turn to anytime down there, and I'm talking guys that are good arms anywhere. They're 90, 93 with plus off speed, and you can look at their numbers. They kind of speak for themselves. So we've had a very strong pitching staff. We led the league in pitching and defense, so we filled the ball pretty well. Hitting, we can swing it, we'll score runs, but we're not the most dangerous offensive team. Division II has some big-time offensive teams, a lot of hitters. But our team is very balanced, and we score enough runs to. I mean, we're leading the country in wins currently with 47. We're first or second in RPI and KPI and all the I's. So it's been a very balanced, very successful baseball team. So we'll see how the postseason goes. The ball's got to bounce your way in regionals and postseason, super regionals. So, but this team definitely has the firepower to do it.
Landon, you almost have to be a good pitching team, don't you, in your league? Conference Carolinas this season, I'm not sure I've ever seen a league, whether it be Division I or Division II, where 4 of the top 5 teams in the country are ranked in terms of runs scored. Francis Marion, Young Harris, Belmont Abbey, and your squad 1, 2, 3, and 5. Can you remember a time in your tenure at North Greenville that your league has been this offensive minded?
Yeah, it just speaks to the strength of baseball here in the Southeast. And I grew up in North Carolina, but been living in South Carolina the last 20 years, and so I really this feels like a home state to me now. But the Carolinas have always had the strongest baseball per capita in the country, and I've always said that, and I will always stand by that. But Georgia, you throw Georgia and Tennessee in the mix, and even a little bit of Florida. This region of Division II college baseball is ridiculous. So I mean, there were 9 or 10 teams in the top 25 in the polls at one time this year from our region. But our conference in particular, like you said, there's been so much offensive firepower this year. There were 3 or 4 guys that had numbers that normal years would win the Player of the Year in the conference, and only one guy was able to do it this year. Charlie Bussey at Francis Marion, and he was an outstanding player.
Ooh, yeah,
so, yeah, very very impressive offensive numbers out of our league this year, which speaks to how good our pitching was that we were able to run through the league, and I think we might have set a league record for wins in a season, and So our pitching definitely was the reason for that.
Landon Powell, head baseball coach at North Greenville, joining us here tonight on Sports Talk. Coming up Sunday, the Division II NCAA tournament pairings will be released. We anticipate that North Greenville will be a host site. And Landon, if your team needed any confidence, how much did that get buoyed the opening weekend when you went down to Houston for a tournament down there and knocked off a team as good as Central Missouri to get the season started?
Yeah, that's a really fun way to start the year. We've been fortunate to do that twice now since I've been at NGU, and to go play for these guys to go play in a major league stadium, where they watch the Houston Astros play on TV and they see World Series games, and to be on that field and run around in those same spots and stand in that batter's box. I mean, you can't imagine what it does to these college athletes are 10-year-olds inside. They have dreams and aspirations of playing in the big leagues, and they watch all the games on TV. They're playing MLB The Show, so to go be in a ballpark like that, really fun for them. It just is a great way to spark the year. And you get to play some, really good national caliber top teams. And so I thought we did well. We went down there and went 3-0 and not only beat Central Missouri, like you mentioned, but we also beat Rollins, which is one of the stronger teams in the South region and been in the top 25 all year. So, it was a good way to start the year. And my guys have had a tremendous season. I mean, 47 wins, and they lost 4 games in a row in the middle. I think we were 47-9. So 4 of our 9 losses came in 1 week in a row. We just kind of lost our mojo for a second, and then we lost 2 out of 3 another time. So they play really good in long stretches, and so I'm hoping that conference tournament run where we just won 5 games in a row in the conference tournament, maybe that'll be a stretch of games that we kind of get rolling and go win about 10 in a row and maybe hold the trophy up. That's what I'm hoping for.
Landon Powell with us here on Sports Talk. We talked so much about your offense, but who were a couple of the leading arms that you have as far as your rotation and maybe coming out of the bullpen, a closer? Who are the people that are going to help you there go the distance?
Well, our 1 and 2 on the mound all year have been in no particular order. They're both aces, but Maddie Brown and Bennett Reamer. Maddie they're both South Carolina products. They came out of the state, and Maddie was the 5A pitcher of the year in South Carolina coming out of West Ashley High School, and chose to come to North Greenville rather than some other D1 options. Wanted to be a part of our program and what we were doing and the winning. And so Maddie came to us right away. I love that kid. He was National Freshman of the Year last year. Was a first-team All-American. And so pretty strong freshman year to be the National Freshman of the Year. And then he's followed that up with a really good sophomore season. I think he made first-team All-Conference. He's kind of been our Friday guy all year long. So he's a lefty, 89, 91 over top, but he also throws sidearm as well. So he's a multi-arm action guy. Really knows how to pitch. Any pitch, any count. He's fun to call games for. I love him. So then Bennett Reamer, Maddie's a sophomore. Bennett Reamer's a junior. Bennett actually went to Newberry out of high school and was the SAC freshman of the year and was Newberry's ace. Transferred to us at North Greenville and had a really good year last year before getting injured. And I think he's 5-0 or 6-0 before he got hurt last year, and then came back from injury this year and has been dominant. 93, 95, good cutter, knows how to pitch. So those 2 arms have been the front end guys for us on the mound starting games. And then our bullpen is, like I mentioned earlier, is really strong. Thomas Skipper is a senior out of Florence that has a .7 something ERA. He was on our national championship team in 22 as a freshman. So he's been a 4-year guy here that's had a really good career and has always been an arm we depended on in the bullpen. Same with Connor Brinson, a left-handed pitcher. He just had probably his worst outing of his career in the championship game of the conference tournament. But before that, he had a sub-3 ERA for the last 2 years in a row. Really good left-handed slider, 90 guy with a really good lefty slider. Caleb Cox, also out of Lake Wiley, South Carolina, went to Clover High School. He's been a really dominant lefty for us, 90, 91, really good changeup. So a lot of our bullpen has been South Carolina grown kids that came here out of high school and have developed, and they've all turned into really good players. They'll all play professional baseball, whether it's affiliated or independent, but they'll continue to play after North Greenville.
Well, you mentioned Thomas Skipper. My goodness, in 26 appearances, 28 2/3 innings, he's allowed 3 earned runs. Why didn't he just go ahead and just shut everybody out? How did he give up those 3? Did you make him run? Did you make him run laps?
Yeah, maybe I must have called the wrong pitch or something for him. I'll probably take the blame for those. But Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and as well as, I mean, honestly, like all those guys. If you were here, and like Thomas Skipper would tell you, like all those other bullpen arms have done just as well as him. The numbers maybe don't always play in their favor. You know, in baseball, the ball can bounce a certain way, and there are definitely unlucky things. But we've had a very, very strong bullpen all year. That's been the strength of this team.
All right. You're not stupid. You probably know in your mind, okay, I know why Corn's calling me too this time of the year besides talking baseball about my team, which is deserved, and we would have done that nonetheless. But you also are no doubt aware that your alma mater is going to be looking for a new head baseball coach here at the end of the season. If I step out of bounds here and you're not comfortable, then you just say, timeout. I'm not going there, and we'll certainly understand. But I have to ask you these questions while I've got you, if you don't mind. So do you feel ready to take the next step, whether it's South Carolina or somewhere else, if you have that opportunity? Again, if you're not comfortable, just say so. But I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you feel ready?
Am I ready? Like, do I think I could lead a baseball team at that level? Is that what you're trying to say?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I believe very strongly that I know the game of baseball in and out, and I don't think there's anybody at South Carolina that questions that. I think the people involved making the hire, looking at the job, probably are well aware that I know the game of baseball as good as anybody out there. Their question marks would be more about, the other intangibles that coaches have to do, the behind the scenes things, the running of an organization. And I mean, Phil, I was told when I got into this by Coach Tanner that 90% of what you do is not going to be on the field. Like 10% of your job is coaching baseball. The other 90% are all the other things. Well, I also believe I'm an expert in those things. People don't know that about me because that's not something you see in a box score.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been coaching, at this level for 10 or 11 years, and I've turned a Bible college program that had 3.5 scholarships into a national powerhouse that has led the country in wins in the last 9 years. I didn't do that because I'm not a good manager of people or manager of time or organizer of practice. I know how to run a program in and out, and I've actually learned it at a Division II level better than I think people really understand. I don't have a secretary. I don't have a compliance guy. I don't have an academic advisor. I wear all those hats. I recruit all of my athletes. They hear from me. I call every one of them individually. I do all of their scholarship allotments. I am the one that meets them when they move into campus and get them lined up with their housing and their books. I am doing things on so many different levels that people probably don't realize. And to me, that has prepared me for any level of baseball. Mm-hmm. I also order the equipment. I set up buses and hotels and meal money. So the game of baseball is the easy part for me. The thing that I don't think people realize about what I do at my level is all that other stuff that people wonder if I can handle at the SEC or D1 level. To me, that's the stuff that's easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the things. Those are the things that I've done on an everyday basis. I feel like if I went to a higher level of baseball with more financial support around me, I have people that take all of those things off of my plate, which allow me to focus on the things that I'm actually best at, which is recruiting and coaching and developing baseball players. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's my answer.
It's a great answer.
That's a super answer.
Do you expect to be interviewed for the South Carolina job?
I don't know what to think. I don't have an agent. I'm not I had an agent as a player, and I played in the big league. So my agent represents players. He doesn't represent coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a guy that's like calling on my behalf and saying, interview Landon or get him involved in the search committee. I feel like as an alumni of that university and someone that has coached in the state for a long time, they probably are very aware of who I am. I would love to speak to Coach A.D. Donati about who I am. I'd love to meet him. I've never met him before. So I'm also, a proud alumni of that school. And I also still identify very much as a Gamecock. I don't know, I still think I am, but when I left school there, I was the winningest athlete in school's history in any sport. I wore a Gamecock uniform and more wins than any athlete at any sport in the school's history.
Mm.
And so that's something that is probably my most proud accomplishment, more than a perfect game in the big leagues or any of those things. So I care about that program and about that school. And, I also don't want to ever say anything negative about the AD or about the baseball program itself. I don't know their situation. They may call me tomorrow But I'm also a Christian that loves my life, my wife, my kids. I'm very happy where my feet are. I like my community. I like my church. I love the school I coach at. So I'm in no means maybe trying to change something unless it's meant to be. Yeah. And if it's meant to be, I'm here. I would love to talk to anybody that would like to talk.
Well, it would be, in my opinion, a huge mistake for Jeremiah Donati not to talk to you. I think that'd be a huge mistake, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But first and foremost, you got to go get another ring.
Indeed.
And that's the other thing too. Is like, you know, I haven't talked much about this the job at South Carolina, but I'm in the middle of the coaching season with my team. I mean, I'm pouring my life into these guys and their experience at my level in my school and what we're doing, and you know, they don't get a lot of attention. A lot of people don't really see what they're doing, but I'm trying to live every second I can with them. So that's another reason I probably haven't been public or talked much about what's going on at South Carolina. But I love that program. I hope that whoever they decide to interview and hire there is the absolute best option. I want them to do nothing but win. I do believe I could help them do that. There's no doubt. And we'll see what God has in store for me in my life. But I appreciate you always welcoming me on your show, giving my program at North Greenville attention. It means a lot to us, and we're going to go ring chase some more. We're not done yet.
I understand. Hey, listen, you guys do a phenomenal job up there. Your football team was incredible this year with the new coach, and you always do a great job. And other sports have been competitive up there. It's a beautiful little campus up there in the mountains. Up in it's misnamed Tigerville. That's got to be a little uncomfortable for you living in a place called Tigerville. But
definitely took some getting used to, for sure.
Well, listen, good luck with everything. We will keep in touch in a number of different ways, and we'll be talking again soon. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care.
You too, man. Thank you.
He wins another national championship. They may change the name of the town to Landon.
Really?
How about that answer, though? I mean, if Jeremiah Donati needed to interview him, he just heard his interview.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't argue with a thing he said,
exactly.
Can you?
Mm-mm.
My goodness. No. My goodness. Okay, we'll hit the break. We'll be right back.
When I was in high school, my coach liked to say, "You don't rise to low expectations." And that's just always stuck with me. So with the help of my lottery-funded life scholarship, I was able to get a degree in secondary education. Now it's my turn to invest in my athletes, the same way my coaches did for me. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll do the same for someone else.
Better coaches means a better South Carolina. And a better South Carolina means a better you. Visit SCEducationLottery.com/betteryou.
Traveling can be the worst, especially when you can't find your favorite show. Well, don't worry. We've got the perfect way to keep up with everything happening in the Palmetto State when you're away from home. Just pull up the Chief Sports app on your mobile device, and you can listen live to Sports Talk.
All right, welcome in, everybody. Sports Talk Media Network.
So the next time you can't find us on one of our great radio affiliates, just log on to the Chief Sports app, the best way to stay connected with the Sports Talk Media Network.
This is Major Billy Downer with the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Boating season is here, and as you get ready to go out on the water this spring and summer, make sure you have all the required safety equipment on board. Check for a sound device. A horn or whistle will suffice for most boats. Inspect all of your life jackets. Make sure they're in good condition and are the correct size for all of your passengers. If your boat is over 16 feet, you will need to make sure you have an approved throwable device on board as well. Remember, boating safety is no accident.
All right. Thanks again to Landon Powell for being with us, and tremendous stuff from him. He's done another 47 wins. I mean, every year, 47, 50, 50-something wins, competing for a national championship. There'll be one to watch in the Division II tournament, of course.
Most of their conference will be.
Strong baseball. It's strong baseball.
Yeah, there's no question.
Very good baseball, very good players. Appreciate him being with us. Golf, we've got Myrtle Beach and we've got Charlotte in the limelight. The One Flight Myrtle Beach Classic began today in the rain. They were able to get it in somehow, some way. Martin Laird, 64. They're playing at the Dunes. What a beautiful course. The Dunes Club. 7 under 64. Aaron Rai and Keita Nakajima. 6 under 65. Mark Hubbard. John Vanderlaan, 5 under 66. Also Paul Peterson, 5 under 66. Brant Snedeker, 4 under 67 for him. And some others, Mac Meisner, 4 under 67. How about Brooks Koepka, 3 under 68? Wonder where Brooks Koepka's hanging out in Redneck Riviera this week. Huh? I mean, can you imagine some of the motorcyclists riding, hey, there's Brooks Koepka walking down Ocean Boulevard. I mean,
with all the money he's made off the Live Tour, Phil, he might be able to stay anywhere he wants.
This is true. This is true. He could buy a hotel. Carson Young, 1 under 70. Trace Crow, even par 71. Trent Phillips, even par 71. And Ben Martin, a 2 over 73. Now, in Charlotte, in one of the big tournaments of the year, of course, we got the PGA next week. So Matt McCarty, 8 under 63. They did have rain to hold things up, and play has been suspended, so not everybody's in. Sung Jae Im is on the course. He was playing the last. He's 7 under. And Christopher Rayton, 5 under 66. Nick Taylor, 5 under 66. Harry Hall, 5 under 66. Nikolai Højgaard, 5 under 66. Sepp Straka on the course, playing the last at 5 under. We have Lucas Glover, 3 under 68 for him. Justin Thomas is on the 18th at 3 under. Jacob Bridgman through 17 holes. He's 2 under. Rory McIlroy, who wins there all the time, 1 under, 70 for him. Justin Rose, even par 71. Jordan Spieth, even par 71. Brian Campbell, a 72, and Andrew Novak, a 73. No Scotty Scheffler. He's not playing in this. He's getting ready for the PGA next week, so no Scotty Scheffler. Keep an eye on Tommy Fleetwood. He had a good round, a 4 under 67. All right, we'll be back. More baseball. We got recruiting as well coming up. Don't go away.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We're staying dry overnight. The low temperature drops down to 57. Tomorrow's nicer than today. It's a blend of sunshine and clouds to go with a high of 75. For the weekend, we'll have about a 40% chance for early showers on Saturday. That goes to 50% for more rain on Mother's Day. High temperatures both days in the low 80s. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
This Mother's Day weekend, treat mom to something different. Palmetto State Armory is giving moms a free range session and free rental guns, ammo not included. The first 25 moms through the door on Saturday will receive a free gift, plus exclusive deals on everything mom needs for the beach or the lake this summer. This weekend, make her feel like the most interesting mom in the room. Mother's Day weekend at Palmetto State Armory.
The Point.
April 20. With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The U.S. military says it intercepted Iranian attacks Thursday on 3 Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz and targeted Iranian military facilities responsible for attacking U.S. forces. U.S. Central Command said in a social media post that U.S. forces intercepted unprovoked Iranian attacks and responded with self-defense strikes. The U.S. military said no ships were hit. It said it doesn't seek escalation but remains positioned and ready to protect American forces. Oceanwide Expeditions has revealed that 30 passengers disembarked from its cruise ship hit by a hantavirus outbreak on April 24th. They left the ship on the remote island of St. Helena nearly 2 weeks after the first passenger died. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 313 points. This is SRN News.
Nobody plans for a plumbing problem. They come unannounced and usually at a very inconvenient time. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning is your trusted ally. They recognize just how vulnerable a customer is at this time, and they want to help. They have well-trained plumbers who are there to make a difference when you need it most. I've experienced this. They're knowledgeable about their craft. They're not coming to your house to pitch new products. If something is broken, they'll give you a price to fix it if it's possible, or a price to replace it if necessary. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning is also locally owned and operated, or I simply wouldn't endorse them. Josh and his team prioritize customer service above everything else. They handle every issue with care and precision. Those are not just words. I've had Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning out to my home. They back up those words with their actions. If you have a crisis, get some peace of mind. Online, you find them at franklinplumbing.sc.com, or you call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. I'm absolutely positive they will make whatever is wrong right again. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning.
Groucho's Deli is the Midland's most loved, historic, and awarded deli and has been for decades, serving trademark subs like the STP Dipper with melty Swiss over roast beef, turkey, and bacon bits on a soft sub roll and served with Groucho's famous 45 sauce. Come into any of our 8 Midlands locations and see for yourself or pick up with fast, convenient, and friendly service at Grouchos.com or on the Groucho's app and sign up for the Groucho's Rewards and Birthday Brownie Club.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls, and for most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at absoluteglassinc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Add some sizzle to your backyard with a new grill, smoker, or outdoor kitchen. From Bart Fireside, Bart has a huge selection of gas, charcoal, and pellet grills to choose from. Get advice on how to master your next backyard bash. They'll help you plan that new outdoor kitchen to help you entertain year-round. Make memories outside this summer. It all starts with a savory scent from our Bart Fireside grill. Online, bartfireside.com, or visit the showroom at 1131 Broad River Road.
You know, at one time, Plummer, he was just like you. He was just a sloppy freshman at South Carolina. Now look at him.
So are you, and so is Bergie.
And Landon Powell.
And look at us.
Now, who's come out on the better end?
That's right.
I'm going to say Landon and Darius.
Yeah. Darius done well. He done well for himself.
Yes, he has.
All those guys did. All those guys did.
Yeah, they really did.
Very well for themselves. So, all right.
Who's to say I can't do the same?
I'd say it. I mean, if you're asking, I'd say it.
What makes you think that?
I'll be the
Phil?
first. Just first-hand observation.
Well, what's the observation? What do you observe?
I mean, you really want me to go public with my opinions?
Well,
I don't think so.
I think I have a very good chance with the ladies.
I wasn't even talking about the ladies. I know you.
Are
got
you saying
no
I
shot.
can't be successful in a career?
No, you got no shot there.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a better chance at being the president of GM than you do of.
That's a good job too.
That's what I'm saying. Than marrying some hot chick. I mean, just saying.
I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to bring.
If you're still alive.
I want you to bring.
If you're still alive.
I want you to bring your first date to the studios. Okay?
That'd be about the last thing I do.
that would be awesome.
Be the last
That would be
thing I
great.
do, Phil.
You could impress her. Don't you think?
That would be an awesome date.
Don't you think some 14 or 15-year-old would be impressed with the studio?
There's no response to that,
I
Phil.
have greater concerns if Josh is dating a 14 or
Yeah.
15-year-old.
That's the concern.
All right, let's move on. So we're doing a lot of baseball. Got recruiting coming up as well here in just a moment. But the other night we were over at Coastal Carolina. They came up short against Clemson. Great performance for Monty Lee's team, and Kevin Schnall's team came up a little bit short.
And that would be Eric Bakkich's team.
What'd I say?
Monty Lee's team.
I think that's an error because he wasn't reading.
No,
off
I'm reading. I am. I'm
no,
reading.
No,
I'm,
you
I'm
weren't.
looking,
I saw you looking at your phone. You
I'm
weren't
looking
reading.
at this list here. I was looking at Monty Lee's name. He's coming up.
You get a pass, but you weren't looking at.
Anyway, Eric Backich was happy. Kevin Schnall was not. They gave up 8 runs, and so afterwards he was talking about his pitching, looking ahead to the remainder of the regular season, postseason coming up. He was asked, you think your pitching is starting to wear down just a little bit?
I wouldn't say wearing down. Just guys have to pitch better. We're 4 games in a row now. We haven't got a quality start. And that's where it all starts. You got to have quality starts. In 4 games in a row, we haven't had a quality start. The challenge now is to Jonesy. It's his ball next on Friday night. We need a quality start. Dorn is still down right now with this lingering back issue. Hopefully we get him back soon, but we've been going 4 weeks now without a quality bullpen arm, which he was going to be a guy that we were going to count on, and he would be pitching in some very high leverage situations, and haven't had him in 4 weeks now, so that has absolutely hurt.
By the way, this rivalry with Clemson has developed with you guys over the recent years. Your thoughts about just the home-and-home series with them and the competitive nature of this series between the two of you?
Well, listen, they got a great program. We got a great program. We've beat them 3 times in a row now, and ultimately they played very well tonight. They executed some more pitches than we did. They did a much better job of hitting with runners in scoring position. And again, give them credit. They got a talented club. I know they've struggled a little bit this year, and they've been up and down, but their personnel is really good. They got a lot of arm talent, and they're very athletic, position player wise. I think they've ran into a stretch with some bad luck. It's a good team, and I could see that team right there going on a little bit of a run here these last 2 weeks, and they have enough talent to win the ACC tournament, and that team gets in a regional. They can win a regional. They have enough talent to win a regional. So it's a great rivalry because it's a great program. So it's a great game, and we're fortunate that we get a chance to play home and home with them.
You feel good looking ahead down the road, postseason wise. You feel good about where your position is for hosting regional, being a national seed.
I don't play the committee guy. I know we're 33-15, and I know that we've. We're in first place in the Sun Belt Conference, and we've played some really good baseball to this point. But this weekend is a big weekend. There's a lot going on this weekend. It's an exciting weekend. We got some players graduating. There's commencement this weekend. We're going to honor the 2016 National Championship team. Coach Gilmore's coming back. He's throwing out the first pitch on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're going to honor our seniors on Senior Day. So a lot of excitement for this weekend. Hopefully it'll be big crowds, and hopefully we can play a little bit better baseball. But again, the goal is right now, and the focus right now is our preparation tomorrow. We got to have a good workout tomorrow. We've got to get ourselves back, in a good spot to be successful this weekend.
Does it feel like it's been 10 years?
No, it hasn't. I actually feel better right now than I did 10 years ago. I don't know why. Maybe I'm drinking more water. But no, it's going to be good to see those guys. Those guys hold a very special place in my heart. That team changed the trajectory of Coastal baseball, and quite frankly, the Schnall family's life forever. So look forward to seeing those guys come back.
And Coach, aside from winning every game through the rest of the regular season, what do you most want to get accomplished over the next 2 weeks before the Sun Belt Conference tournament?
Yeah, I think ultimately you just want to get some guys moving in the right direction, just playing a little bit more consistent baseball. Again, all year we've played very high-level defense. Offensively we've just been up and down a little bit. Hopefully Trace Mazan will be back this weekend. We want to get him back in the lineup because he's just such, number one, he's an elite player, a really good offensive player for us, one of the best hitters on our team. but he's also a high-level competitor, right? So I think he will inject a lot of energy into our overall team, when he gets back in the lineup. So getting him back will be really important for us. And, again, the big thing is can we get 3 really good starts this weekend, because that's when we could put our bullpen in the best position to be successful.
You got a lot of baseball left to go. You hope to play in the mid to late June, which is entirely possible. But you know how the college baseball world is as the seasons end for a lot of teams. What do you tell your agent about the phone calls that inevitably are going to come his way about you? People inquiring about you, talking about ADs calling.
I don't tell my agent anything. He calls me and he tells me everything. At the end of the day, we're very singular focused right now, and our mentality is what can we do to make this team better every single day. And when you're part of a really good program, people are interested, and that's very grateful to be part of this program, and very grateful that people have interest in our staff. And the only reason they have interest is because we've been successful, and they should have interest.
The Sports Talk Recruiting Report is sponsored by Seawell's Catering.
I don't know, Berg. I always hate talking to coaches employed somewhere about other jobs or bringing it up. It's kind of an uncomfortable thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad we have guys that can talk about it, that can handle it, can take it in stride, like Kevin Schnall, Landon Powell. Let's face it. I mean, you can't talk to either one of those two guys right now with that being part of the conversation.
No, you're right. I mean, absolutely right. And fortunately, I guess, for both of those guys, with the continued success that they have, they are going to stay. It won't just be this year. Let's assume for a moment they both have really good years again next year if they stay at their current schools. They're going to be up for debate again about a head coaching job somewhere else, wherever it may be. So, yeah, I respect both Landon and Coach Schnall for being able to sit down and have a conversation about it without, going overboard one way or the other.
Okay. Plumber, did I mess you up?
Yeah, I asked you we're supposed to, let's just replay the bumper.
Go ahead.
The Sports Talk Recruiting Report is sponsored by Seawell's Catering.
That's what I live for.
You're talking in the middle of it. We got to restart it again.
No, we're not doing it again.
It's all about Seawell's.
It is. It's all about Seawell's. Seawell's brings you tonight's recruiting report.
They would already know that if you weren't talking during the bumper.
So I have this new computer, and everything is like new to me as I try to find things. That's why I'm sort of hesitant. That's why I have this sort of halting delivery tonight. I'm trying to find things as I search through this new computer.
So it's not going to freeze on you?
No, this computer should be a good one.
Knock on wood.
It needs to be. Anybody needs a doorstop-like computer, I'm happy to provide you with one. Be better to use as a doorstop, but you can give it to your young child. Let them, put, jam all over it or whatever on their sticky fingers. That's what it means.
Jam.
Yeah, jam, jelly, jam, peanut butter, whatever. On to recruiting, brought to you by Seawell's. Tomorrow, what do we got?
Smoked sausages with peppers and onions, sliced beef brisket, teriyaki glazed salmon nuggets, and southern fried chicken.
Oh, check it out. Check it out, 11 to 2, the daily luncheon buffet.
And banana pudding.
Yeah.
Tea, lemonade, water.
Can't beat the banana pudding.
Yeah. Tea, water.
Make sure you check out Seawell's online at SeawellsCateringSC.com or call them for all their menu options when you want to bring on the best in catering. 803-771-7385 is the number. So, Clemson, running backs, kind of getting down to it here. Andrew Beard announces tomorrow. A lot of people out there think it'll be Florida. If that's the case, Clemson will go hunting even stronger for running back Gary Walker out of Fairburn, Georgia. He's a really good one, too. 1,700 yards last season, 20 touchdowns. He's emerged as one of the top running backs in the country. C.J. Spiller's been recruiting him very hard for the Tigers. He's got 5 officials. This weekend he goes to Stanford. No, he doesn't. He goes to Stanford on May 22nd. Then Clemson, May 29th. Virginia Tech, June 5th. Penn State, June 12th, and then Florida State June 19th if he makes it that far. Been to Clemson multiple times. A lot of interest from the Tigers, a lot of interest in Clemson. Culture is important to him. He likes what he's seen at Clemson. Relationship with C.J. Spiller important as well. So Clemson very much in the hunt. Why did South Carolina take another place kicker when they've already got 3? Obviously, Shane Beamer wants more competition this summer and this fall at place kicking. And so he brought in Malik Orson as a free agent out of Southeast Missouri State. He tells us that they came to him wanting to bring in a kicker after the spring. They saw his film. They liked it. And he came in for an official visit. He loved it and thought that going there was the best possible move I could make for my NFL aspirations. He really likes how Beamer and the special team staff, they have worked with the many NFL specialists over the years. He's a native of St. Louis, did not attempt to kick last season at SEMO. Had an impressive high school resume, though. 8 field goals his senior year, first-team All-State honors. He also stood out at the Coles Professional Kicking Showcase, and he'll have his chance to compete at South Carolina. He says he's not worried about the other guys, respects them, but he says competition is good for everybody, so he's looking forward to it. Clemson offered offensive lineman Elijah Morrison, 6'4", 305, of Decula, Georgia. Offensive lineman J.J. Brown has set an official visit to Clemson for May 29th. Several USC coaches last night were in to see Burns running back Trey Segura. Stan Drayton, Mike Furry, Kendall Briles, Darren Usher, and Derek Moore were all there. South Carolina offered 2028 wide receiver Elijah Boggs of Chesapeake, Virginia, 6'2", 195, and 2028 defensive end Dallas Richardson, 6'4", 240 of St. Paul's, North Carolina. They're recruiting his teammate in this year's class, defensive tackle Antoine McCoy. USC offered 2029 quarterback Lord Malik Haru, 6 feet 200, out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Last season as a freshman, 1,279 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So you know, Bergie, this is so easy. This is what I call low-hanging fruit. If he's your quarterback, just think of the fun you can have. He throws a touchdown pass, lordy, lordy. He throws an interception, it'll be dear Lord. He throws an interception that costs you a game, oh Lord.
And they win the game, thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord. Oh, somebody's going to have a lot of fun. South Carolina offered 2029 wide receiver Malachi Debnam of Easley. He's got a lot of big-time offers. USC commitment safety Jernard Albright was offered by Florida. Sumter running back Franklin Richardson offered by Virginia. 2028 tight end Riggs Savage of Powdersville picked up offers from Penn State and Indiana. His brother, tight end linebacker Philip Savage, was offered by Cincinnati. And former Dillon quarterback 2029 quarterback Kyle Sam Fontalia, now living in Georgia, was offered by Notre Dame. This guy has really blown up. I mean, really, really blown up. That's recruiting for now here on Sports Talk. Check it out online at SportsTalkSC.com. And on X, use the search phrase, not really a phrase, the search word, ST Recruiting.
It's a word plus 2 letters.
Well, it's a word. ST Recruiting. Recruiting.
That's not a word.
It's recruiting.
Not a word.
It's recruiting.
Not a word.
It's recruiting. It is if I say it's a word, and I've saved it.
Use the code Stracuting.
I've saved it in my laptop, so that makes it a word.
This spring, Founders Federal Credit Union is giving you a fresh start. Open or access your home equity line of credit and get 4.99% APR on funds drawn from April 1st through May 31st. That's more in your pocket for home improvements or even that vacation you've been dreaming about. The possibilities are endless. Imagine a fresh start this spring with financial flexibility and peace of mind. But hurry, this special offer ends May 31st. 4.99% promotional APR expires December 31st, 2026. APR will then revert to the standard variable APR, currently 6.75% to 11.75%. Plus, you'll enjoy competitive rates designed to fit your budget. Don't miss this chance to turn your home's equity into something memorable. Relax. Your HELOC just got more powerful. Visit foundersfcu.com/HELOC for more information. Membership qualification required. Institution NMLS identifier number 410646. Equal housing lender. See website for details.
Looking for a new car? You need to think about a Kia. If you're in the market for an SUV, consider the new Kia Telluride or the new Kia Sorento. They're big, they're strong, and loaded with tech for thousands less than Honda or Toyota. You'll see the difference right away, and you get double the warranty. Plus, you get the JT's Advantage million-mile warranty and about 1,000 other things you have to see to believe. If you want the biggest bang for your buck, it's time to think about a new JT's Kia. We're serious about saving you money.
Looking for thrills? Then welcome to the South Carolina Education Lottery, where excitement's the name of the game, and every chance at a win
Just one more. Come on, so close.
comes with the chance of a whiff.
Ugh. Well, no biggie.
Nicely done. You handled it like a pro. Because when the stakes start getting too real and you find yourself playing for more than fun, it might be time to take a break.
Good point.
Playing for fun makes you a better player, and a better player is a better you. Learn more at SCEducationLottery.com.
All right, quickly, want to get to the rest of the baseball stuff. Clemson coach Eric Bakich, of course, we talked to him the other night after the win at Coastal Carolina. Tigers coming off a series win over Boston College. They back it up with that win over CCU. They got Florida State coming up. He sees a little spark in his guys right now.
Well, it feels the mentality's right, and now we got a long way to go before we can make a statement like that. We got a lot of work to do, and it starts getting better tomorrow and Thursday, and getting ready for Florida State this weekend. But yeah, it feels a totally different feeling right now and the last few days than last week.
You kind of feel like you still control your own destiny when it comes to postseason?
Well, mathematically we do, but it's all about how we play, and the way we're playing right now and the way these guys are smiling and having fun on the field, it certainly looks like that. But we got to take care of business, and we have zero margin, and we've had zero margin in the games and come up short, and now we're coming up on the positive side of things and just need to keep it going, because we got a long road ahead of us in terms of not in terms of time, but in terms of the ground that we need to make up in short order.
How fun is it to have this rivalry at Coastal Carolina? Of course, you got the South Carolina rivalry, but this home-and-home series you have with Coastal Carolina developing into a pretty good rivalry.
It's great. I think when the teams of South Carolina are all good and all ranked and all, top of college baseball, it just makes for great baseball in the state of South Carolina. So whether you're a Gamecock fan, a Chanticleers fan, or a Tigers fan, when those three teams are loaded and playing well and at the top of college baseball, it just makes for good baseball. And those three teams being good is good for college baseball and good for all the rivalries and for the people of this state. And it's good for the high school kids in this state, because whatever team they cheer for, they're seeing good baseball, and it improves the recruiting in this state just because of the level of ambition goes up with wanting to play at one of those three programs.
With the way the season's played out and where you guys sit right now in the ACC and talking about controlling your own destiny, would you maybe call this one of the Florida State series one of the biggest ones yet for you guys?
Every game we play is the biggest game of the season. It's literally like we're against the wall, and we're just fighting our way out of it and trying to make moves and gain ground So each game that we play is the most important game of our season, and we attacked it with that mindset today, and we'll be that same way with each game with Florida State. So they've got a great program, and Link does a fantastic job, and they've got a great team, and we'll need to play. They've got really good starting pitching. We've already started scouting them, and so we'll be up for that challenge. So these guys are feeling good. It's a different group. They sound different. They look different. It feels different, and we'll just need to keep this momentum going.
You got a highly ranked team coming in this weekend, a chance to really make a name for yourself here as far as getting the attention back on Clemson if you can win this series?
Who cares about that? We just need to play well and stack the W's and just find a way to come out on top. I mean, whether anyone writes about us or not at this point doesn't matter. All the writing's been done about what's happened the last 7 weeks. So I don't even know if anyone's reading it anyway. So not that you guys don't do a great job, because you both do a great job. And everyone listening to this knows that Phil Kornblatt and Jason Priester do a fantastic job. But we're not reading it, and we don't care. We just want to play well and find a way to come out on top and win some ball games.
I'm really talking about the boys at like Baseball America and D1 who don't have you in their projections at this particular stage. That could change by next week.
Phil, seriously, who cares? It doesn't matter. None of it matters. That's like, there's signal and there's noise, and that's just noise. Signal's how we play, and that's all we're focused on, and the feeling that we have. So the noise is not important to making us play good.
Okay, Eric Bakich from the other night, big series against Florida State. It's a very good Florida State team coming in, Bergie, and Clemson's going to have to play some real good baseball.
Well, and they're starting to, and I wonder if, and they've gone back to the fundamentals a little bit more ever since the Boston College series started. I mean, you go back to Tuesday night, 2 of their runs, the first run they scored in the game and the last run, both coming in on squeeze bunts. This is a different-looking offensive team with what Bakich is throwing out there here the last 2 weeks, and wonder if it will continue against Florida State. And again, as we pointed out yesterday after the win, they're a much different team with Jaron Purify on the field for sure.
Yeah. So Florida State comes in with a team batting average of 276. So, I mean, that's not particularly great. That's down towards the bottom of the ACC. But let's see what else they do well here. They steal bases, do a good job stealing bases. They're 6th in the ACC, got 52 stealing bases. Let's see. Their pitching, they lead the ACC in shutouts. So their pitching is obviously a strength of theirs. So manufacturing runs against this pitching core that they're going to see from Florida State, that might be the thing the Tigers are going to have to do, figure out ways to score runs against a good pitching group. They are they're 3rd in the ACC in earned run average.
Yeah, top 20 nationally at just barely over 4 runs a game. Clemson's going to have to find a way to score some runs, and they may have to manufacture runs, just like they did against Coastal and just like they did in their 2 wins against BC.
All right, should be a lot of fun, though, watching these games over the weekend. Coastal needing to get back on the right track, though, the one loss to Clemson was a little sidetrack for them. Doesn't knock them off the track, a little sidetrack. Mm-hmm. South Carolina's trying to save its own honor, and Clemson's trying to build on the momentum that it's got going right now. We'll see what happens beginning tomorrow early for the Gamecocks with a 5:30 start. Thank you, Bergie, and thank you, Plummer. See you tomorrow.
Phil Kornblatt,